This is a very important video because right now is the best time to make a killing selling college textbooks. I'm here with Joji Davenport, who earns a full-time living selling college textbooks and other books on Amazon. And we're going to actually be breaking down a really cool way that you could literally find like almost an unlimited amount of profitable college books that you could sell on Amazon for some killer profits. So without further ado, let's dive into this video.
Let's do it. So once again, Steve, I'm always honored to be on your channel. This is really awesome because I know you have tons of booksellers on your channel who do thrifting and go to library sales. But guys and gals, you can actually just sit at home in your pajamas and buy books on Amazon at any time during the day, no matter where you live, as long as you have an internet connection. Today is an awesome video because it's actually the middle to late part of November, and you have basically a month and a half until college textbooks in the January textbook season just absolutely start popping off. And the cool thing about it is a lot of these books are actually still at their cheapest prices ever, that they're going to be in this off season. And that means that you can buy them in the off season and then sell them when there's a way more increased demand in the January textbook season and essentially turn your money very, very quickly. So I'm really excited to dive in. Are you ready, Steve?
I'm ready to go. And for folks who don't know, Joji literally quit his job. He was a full-time chemistry teacher to do this. So you guys are in for a treat. So do me a big favor right now for everybody watching, smash that like button and leave a comment and say, I'm ready to make some money flipping some books. Joji, take it away.
Let's do it, man. Steve, we're here in the Bookmine app. This is an app that my good friend Victor Gallegos and business partner made. We wanted to make sourcing books way easier for people. Essentially, once you log into Bookmine, it's just going to show you a stream of amazing books. It's updated every hour. And what we're trying to do is find seasonal books like college textbooks and high school books, as well as all year-round books that are just undervalued based upon what they have historically sold for. So this video, Steve, is about college textbooks. Here's how easy this is. You go over here to the book type and simply click college only. And now, voila, what you're seeing is just a bunch of books that have a college textbook season. And from there, you're going to do a little bit more research to say, is this a book that I think about or want to actually buy? Now, the reason why this is so cool is because there's no like Keepa searching, and there's no like going to Amazon.com and typing in chemistry book and looking through all the, like, this is just a ton of what's books that have already been vetted that are college textbooks that you pretty much can almost just buy. I mean, I'm not saying, blind buy everything, don't do any research. Obviously, we know that textbooks can be counterfeited. So make sure you use like the Books Run counterfeit calculator check to make sure that any college book that you're buying is like a safe book that doesn't have a track record of being counterfeit. But for the most part, what you're going to see in pretty much every one of these books here, Steve, is you're going to see a pattern like this. You're going to see the use price in the off season be lower. The low season will be lower. It's going to go up in price during the season. It's going to come back down and then go back up in price like that. And what you're going to see in the sales rank for these books is see the sales rank get very, very low during the actual selling season. It'll go up a little bit and then come back down. And so all I'm drawing here is a book that has way more demand in the January textbook season and the August textbook season, and the prices actually go up. And there are some books here that you can see, I'll go into them in a second, but let me actually just show you this book because currently it's priced at $33.95, and it's really kind of hard to see on this Keepa graph, but the use price actually just dropped, Steve. It was there, and then now it's down there. I know it's kind of hard to see, so let me actually bring this up in Keepa so I can show you what that looks like, but this will be a little bit easier to see. So look at this. So this was selling, upwards in the 60s and 70s in the August, September textbook season. And last January, it was basically capping out at Amazon's max price. But look at this. See how this was $44 and then now it just dropped down to $29.95. So this is what I mean. These are the types of books that Bookmine will be finding. It's like, okay, here's a book that has a college textbook pattern and it just recently went down in price. So that's a book that, I mean, if you can sell for $70 or $80 coming into this upcoming textbook season, you'll be making some pretty good money on. Now, if we scroll down a little bit further, like I am passing books that also have a textbook season, but there was one that I kind of just saw right off the bat. Like, look how crazy that sort of, and this actually comes back as a Bookmine score of 8, which means that anyone that has a Bookmine score of 8, 9, or 10 comes back with a gold bar because we're called Bookmine. We're mining for gold. Like, this is a gold bar. Like, you're going to want to look at this book a little bit more in depthly. And so again, look at the pattern, Steve. You see this? So the use price is there. Then it goes up in January, then it comes back down in March, April, May, and then goes back up in May because there's a May textbook season, goes back down, goes back up in August, September, and then look at this now, it's down here again. And so this is a consistent pattern like for this particular book that we're seeing, which means that it's at least a book that you need to look at to determine if you want to buy some so that you can send them in. And again, we're on an amazing time. It's the end of November right now, and you still have the time to buy these books, ship them to an Amazon warehouse, and get them active live for sale by January. And people will start buying them in January because that's when the season is.
So let me ask you a question. So Bookmine, what it does, and I'm curious about this, is it filters out books that have a history of the product selling for a lot more and it's dipped. How
Right.
exactly are you doing this? Do you like, because there's 300 million books. So how are you finding this? Like, this is kind
Yeah.
of blowing my mind.
Yeah, there's 100 million books on Amazon. I can't completely share all the secret sauce, but what you need to understand is that we're looking at a bunch of Keepa data and a bunch of Amazon data, and we're asking ourselves, well, what sort of book do we want to find? Okay, well, we want to find a book that during this specific time of the year has greater sell-through rate and the used price goes up. And we also not only want that, but we want the current price of the book to be well below what it was selling for just 3 or 4 months ago when it was textbook season. And we can use that with a little bit of image recognition software to essentially narrow down 100 million books down to about 4,000 books that updates every single hour. And again, we're looking specifically at college textbooks, which have been coded as college. So specifically for this video, we're looking at 544 books. But the simplistic way to say it is that we look at what has the book sold for in the past and what is the price today. And if the price today is well below what the book has sold for in the past, ding, 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 we got ourselves a winner. So here's a book that we wouldn't show you. Why would we show you a book that has a current price today, which is the same as what it has been in the past and what it sold for? There's no reason to do that
Yeah,
because
no
you can't
money
make
to make.
money, right? The only way you can make money is by buying something for below what it's worth and then selling it for what it's worth. That's how you
But,
make margin. Does that make
but why,
sense?
yeah, but why would a book drop in price? Like if it's consistently selling for 60 or $70, why all of a sudden is it priced at 10, 12, $13?
There's so many reasons, right? So remember that not only is there 100 million books on Amazon, there's also many thousands of booksellers. Sometimes there'll be a new seller who doesn't know anything about bookselling, and they'll literally just go, I found this college textbook at the thrift store for $1. I don't know anything really about bookselling. I'm going to price it a little bit below market value. I'm going to price it at $25, and that could be well below what its true value is. And so that would be snap bought up by somebody like us who's a little bit more veteran. Also, you have mega textbook sellers that might have very aggressive repricers, which bring the price of the book down lower and lower and lower. And so that might be an opportunity as well for the book to go down. And then, like I mentioned, I think it mainly stems from the fact that most people are not really willing to look at any individual book at its past historical data. People just kind of think of books in the general term, like, okay, it has a million rank. It's $8. Oh, I guess I'll just sell it for $8. They're not like looking into the past to see what
Yeah.
is the book sold for. And so all that means is if you have a couple of people who are looking at the current active listings and I guess the price is $8. I guess that's what the book is worth, and they all list it for $8. Then Joji comes along and is like, are you guys crazy? I'm gonna buy all of those for $8. Here's a great example. I mean, this is a book that definitely has that season. So watch how cool this is. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. So look at the sales rank. It goes down there in January, right? It even has like some seasons, like smaller seasons as well, but has another major one there in August, September. And the used price of this has actually very steadily been pretty high the whole year. And then look
Yeah.
at it today. Look at the price down here. It's all the way down
Dude,
here. So
dude,
we're
that is
looking at a
like,
book.
that's crazy. It's staring you straight in the face.
Yeah,
Buy me now. It is
yeah,
constantly selling for what, 60 something?
yeah, $60, right? And then it's down here at $25. $25 probably plus shipping. And again, you can go further like, well, Joji, that's because there's just so much supply in the market. Everyone just dumped all their copies and the price is going down. Actually, not really. Steve, look at the offer count. The used offer count is 15.
Yeah, it hasn't really dumped anything. It's pretty average.
Not only that, the offer count has been higher in the past, and the book
Yeah.
was selling for more. So what we have here, Steve, is an anomaly. An anomaly is like when you have data in front of you that doesn't make any sense. You have a book that is in lower supply, and its price is still lower than what it normally sells for at a higher offer count. That doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah.
remember, if you think about it, we're bringing you down to about 500 books, college textbooks, out of 100 million total books in Amazon. So that's an anomaly. Like if you look at the percentage, that's like a 0.00. I don't know the exact percentage, but that's a very, very low percentage of books that actually have that. But the thing is, because of the law of large numbers, because there's so many books on Amazon, that even if a very small percentage of those are undervalued, there's so many books available to everyone that we don't even have enough money to buy them all. So
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really cool book here. Again, same sort of trend here on this particular book. This one might not have a super defined sort of January textbook season, even though it does sell. But again, what do you see with the price here, Steve? The price is always up here, and then where is it today?
Yeah, it tanked because it was the off season. You could see the
Right.
sales rank if you draw the little green, if you show them where the green
Yep.
drop offs are around November, October, November,
Yep.
coming up to December, it's gotten really slow because it's not the season. People
It's
aren't
not the
buying it.
season. There's no
People,
demand for it, right? The demand is
yeah,
is mainly here, and it kind of is also May in June, July, but it's mainly there. And again, Steve, you can see that with this book down below here. Same thing happens here for this book where okay, there's been fewer sales rank drops right there, right? And this is so big. I'm sorry. Let's make this a little bit smaller. There's been so few sales rank drops like right here. There's a cluster of them here in August. Actually, a little bit in January. Here's an example of a book though that its use price in January doesn't really go up. And so this might be a book that's better for the August textbook season and not
yeah.
the January textbook season. But I mean, here's another example. I mean, look at the sales rank of this book. It's very low there. It also has a May season and then also a very strong August season. And look, Steve, at the used prices. It was down here in the 30s, went up into the hundreds. Then it came back
Wow.
down, didn't really sell in March, April, and then May happened and came back up in the 70s. And then didn't sell June, July because nobody needs it. And then it went back up to like $80. And then guess what? We're back down here at 37 bucks.
So from my understanding, what it looks like is there's a couple things that you need to be able to have qualities, right? Of being able to
Yeah.
do this successfully. Number one, you need to have a way to be able to filter out all these deals, right? That's what
Right.
Bookmine does. There's
Yep.
actually other ways you can do this for free with Keepa and stuff, but it's a lot more complicated. You got to go through
Yeah.
all these settings, you got to set all these filters.
Yep.
It's just a lot of work. Here, there was no filter. You literally just put college in.
I put
Number
to college.
two,
That was it.
yeah. Number two, you need to be willing to invest a little bit more money. You're not going to be spending $2, $3, $4 like a thrift store. You might be spending
Yeah.
15. And then number three, you've got to have patience. Well, three and four is not only patience, but you have to understand how to read a Keepa chart because you need to know when do you want to sell this, right? Because
Right.
like we saw in that other example in January, February, March, April, it spiked through the roof. There was
Yeah.
another time throughout the year, August, September, where, obviously there was more demand, but it didn't spike like it did in that January time. And you could look through Keepa and you could take a look to see what happened, Joji, in
Yeah.
2023, in 2022,
Yeah.
2021.
Absolutely.
It's like riding a bike. It sounds very complicated. You're going to fall off and crash in the beginning, but guess what? After you ride a bike for a while, it's super easy. You could go
Yeah.
into a Keepa chart, flick back to 23, 22, 21, like
Yeah.
that, determine the value, ask yourself, okay, if I could buy this at X amount and I think I'm going to sell it for this amount in 3 or 6 months, right? You got to have patience. You ask yourself, is it worth it, right? You compare it to your other investments. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to share this book, 20 Lessons in Environmental Sociology, because you brought up an amazing point, Steve, which is you need to understand when the book is going to sell. If I buy a book that's a college textbook, you need to understand that college textbooks sell the best during two times of the year, and those two times are January, right, and August. And so that's not to say that if you own this book, it wouldn't sell in between that, but your chance of selling it in between the two times is way lower. And this is why, Steve, right now is the best time to be buying textbooks. Because guess what? You see this time period right here, this time frame. Let me go ahead and show it.
Huh?
This here, this November, December to January. Notice that
Mhm.
there's no sales there, or there's a couple sales, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now, right? And so what's going to happen though after Christmas? The sales rank is going to start going crazy because everyone is going to go back to college and everyone's going to start buying. So this is why this is so awesome. I mean, just look at this book. It's currently $19.11. In the last January textbook season, it got up into the 50s, right? We wouldn't even have the used buy box. We should have bought the buy box was in the 60s. Okay. And now it's sitting here at $19. Even in the August textbook season, it was, the lowest used price was in the 40s, and then the buy box was,
Dude,
in the high 40s. And so here's a book that you could buy
crazy.
now, get it shipped to your house or to a prep center, get it shipped to Amazon. That'll all take maybe 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now, it's still going to be, probably around Christmas time. And then in literally a week or 2 weeks, you might be able to sell it for like 60 bucks.
Dude, let's run the numbers on it, man. Let's go over to
Yeah.
Seller Amp. I want to plug
Yeah.
this in and let's
Let's
play a
do it.
game. So we bought this for what, 18? We'll say we could buy this right now for what, $18?
Yeah,
Obviously,
I think it's actually a little bit higher. We'll always give you the all-in price here. So 22.61. So let's put
22.
let's put that price in 22.61. And then I would say, I mean, what would you say? I have a very definitive price what I think I would list this for, but what would you list this for in the upcoming January season?
Well, I see that it spiked all the way up to 55. The buy box was at 62, but we never want to, just say, hey, we're going to get the inflated FBA buy
Yeah.
box price. So I would say probably somewhere between 50 to $55.
Yeah. I would say that's, that's pretty good. So if we again would pay 22.61 for this, and then we were going to go in and ask $55 for it, we're making a $13 profit at 60% ROI. And there
Yeah,
could be multiple copies of this, Steve. There could be
yeah.
more than one copy. And again, if you, by the way, this is also with a prep center fee, $2.25 prep center fee in here. So if you're doing your own prep, your profit would actually be $2.25 higher. So you're probably looking more like a 75% ROI. But the thing is, like when I buy this book, I don't do any work, Steve, because when I buy it, it gets shipped to my prep center. And then my prep center ships it to the Amazon warehouse, and then it sits on Amazon's warehouse shelves. And then when
Mm.
someone buys it, Amazon ships it to the customer. And even if the customer doesn't want it and they return it, Amazon deals with the customer returns. And then all you have to do is literally come up here, identify a good book, click buy now, shows up at Amazon, it sells, and you're literally making $13 profit, a 60% ROI on a book that you did literally no work for. You didn't need a physical storefront. You don't have employees. You don't have any of that stuff. You got to buy it like right now, tomorrow. I mean, it's a really crazy opportunity.
Doji, you got to tell us a secret, man. How you staying nice and trim and fit, man? Because you ain't working unless you're clicking the mouse 1,000 times and burning
Man, no,
calories, man.
I actually play a lot of pickleball now. Since
There
actually
we go.
leaving, yeah, since leaving my job, I play actually quite a bit of pickleball. And the cool thing about it is, unlike a job, like a teaching job where I had to be there, right, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., I can do book selling anytime during the day. Like I bought some books like 6 a.m. this morning, and also before my son got up. And I'm also going to be buying books later tonight at like 10:30, 11 p.m. because it doesn't matter, Steve. Amazon's
Love
never
it.
closed. Amazon's always willing to take your money for the books that you want to buy. And guess what? You can do it from anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection, which is really awesome. So a great college textbook there as well. And again, this is the first page, Steve, of 544 books. So this is page one, 25 books out of 544. I would guarantee you that the overwhelming majority of people who watch this video, if they do try it out, wouldn't even be able to have enough funds to be able to buy books
Oh
on the
yeah.
first like 2 pages. Now, one other thing that I want to say that's really important is we've also made it even easier for you. You could also choose to change the profit meter, or if you want to target books of a specific price, Steve, you could even say, I only want to find college textbooks under $18. That's it.
Mm.
And guess what? There's 174 of them. These are all under $18. There's a book that's currently $10 that it looks like was up in the 70s and 80s. And again, I'm not saying blind buy everything. Obviously, go in and do your due diligence and make sure that it's a book that you're comfortable buying. But the point is, you can pinpoint certain prices. You might even be like, Joji, well, everyone's going to be buying those books that are under, $18. I only want to look at books that are between $18 and $32. Well, guess what, Steve? You can do that.
Wow.
There are 226 books between $18 and $32. I mean, this first one up, I mean, is it any more clear in this picture? Like, let's look at the Keepa graph of this book. You can buy this for $22.26. I mean, that book got up into the 70s in the buy box. It was $60 at the lowest use price in January. And then in August, the buy box also got at the, buy box got up in the 60s, the lowest price was at the 50s. And not only that, like, look how much demand this book has, Steve. Like, in August, look how high the offer count was. It was up here. And look how far it went down. This thing just dove. I mean, literally in July, there's 96 people on the listing. By the time it was middle of the season, there's only 12 people. How are you not going to sell that book? I mean, there's so much demand that it's just quite insane. So
that chart is like tracking the trajectory of my hair, like the hair I had on my head in 2012 till
oh man,
2024, man. It's like literally hit rock bottom. There's nothing there, man. It's scraps.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I mean, hopefully this graph is looking pretty good as well. But another great book that if you put the numbers in would be awesome. And so the cool thing is you can pinpoint specific books. Again, if we reset and we go back to just clicking the book type and going to college, again, you could also use the profit meter. Like I only want to find the books that have a higher profit likelihood. So you can go like 3 to 7. And what that's going to do is, let me make sure I click actually college only. I clicked everything but college. So that's going to give you 148 books. And so this is how cool it is. You're also going to find books like this. This is insane, Steve. What the heck? This is insane. Look at this. So here's a book that in August, September was selling it at the lowest use price, multiple sold listings at like 170 bucks, 150 bucks, 140 bucks. And then look what just happened today. Look at this price drop. This went from 159 all the way down to 75 bucks, $71 plus shipping.
Wow. Let's
Is
run
that
the
not
numbers.
crazy?
Run the numbers on that one. I'm
Yeah,
curious
let's do that on this one. So we are
much.
coming into the January textbook season. It looks like if you look at the January textbook season, the year before got up into the 170s. The buy box got up into the 210 for this book. And this is a popular book. So it's likely that that book could actually sell for as high as $200. So and you can see it's available right there, $71 plus $3.99 shipping. So you're going to be all in for $75.01. So let's go ahead and add this over to SellerAmp. I would say I would be targeting probably like 170 bucks. I mean, like 160 last year was the lowest use price, Steve. And again, the buy box got to 200. So if we just put 170 in, we'll just say 169.99. Well, let me go back this 169.99. You're looking at a $56 profit, 75%. What would I need to do with this book, Steve? Click buy it now?
Buy it and send it to your prep center, or hey, if you're a stay-at-home mom or somebody, just
Yeah.
get it shipped to your house, prep it up yourself, throw it in a box with all your thrifted items and ship it out.
And one thing that I want to mention is, am I gonna have to wait 6 months, 9 months for this book to sell? When is this gonna sell, Steve?
Dude, that's gonna sell in January.
And how far away is January?
Not too far, man. If my math is right, it's about a month and a half out.
Like a month and a half out. So this is the power of Bookmine using the different filters. And again, this is a book that came back as a 9, a Bookmine score of 9. So obviously we look at things that are not just college books, but you could just go, I want to only look at stuff that's gold bars, 8 to 10, Bookmine score. These are all the books. Wow. A lot of these are college textbooks. So you've got 28 books right now in this hour that are a score of 8 to 10. I mean, pretty much all these books, I could say like are looking pretty good. Like these are, and again, why am I sharing this? Because I don't nearly have enough money to buy these books. I don't even have like of all of the books out there that you could buy that are flippable on Amazon, like I don't even have like 1% of the available cash to buy them. Yeah. So it just means that there's so much opportunity out there for you all to also try this out. And again, we do have a special offer for anyone on Steve's channel. So Steve, you want to talk about the special offer that we're running for anyone that signs up using your link down below?
Yeah, absolutely. So big shout out to Joji and Victor. They said, hey, appreciate you having us on the channel and whatnot. Let's put together a special deal just for the Rake and Profit fam. So if you click the link down below, it's rakeandprofit.com/goldrush. Essentially, it's going to share with you a page where not only do you get a $15 off per month for life, right? That's
for life. That's literally for life. As long as they sign up with your link for life. Yep.
So not only do you get $15 off, but you get a 10-day free trial. So you can literally use this for 10 days. You don't have to pay a penny, buy a bunch of books. If you're not able to find a ton of books, which honestly, we say this behind the scenes, like joking, but it's true. If you don't spend all your money in like a couple of days, like honestly, just cancel. But go through the Bookmine training. They have a YouTube channel. They share, much more in depth here. So you get that, but also we have 4 bonuses that we're throwing in 100% free. All you need to do is, get the free trial. So I'm giving away 50 high profit book replens. These are books that, I've sold before, or Victor or Joji has, or books that you can flip and you could replenish on a regular basis. You can manually source them. You can look for them on Bookmine. You can even look for them on eBay. So you'll get that. You'll get our virtual assistant playbook. So if you do want to hire a virtual assistant, like I have in my business, I've done almost $800,000 this year. Well, that's the 12-month rolling is close to 800,000. We'll see if I hit that like for the actual end of the year. We got a month and a half left, but I have a virtual assistant that buys all of my inventory. So if you guys want to have a virtual assistant down the road, we've got a playbook that kind of helps you to be able to do that. Also, we have I think it's like a 4 to 6 week course that Joji did inside of my Reselling Freedom group. So some of you guys are probably a part of Reselling Freedom. Joji's a coach there. So we have a bunch of training videos, like diving really, really deep and how to master Keepa. So that's the key. Like you'll never have success, selling books in general, like long-term success if you don't learn to master Keepa. You got to learn. It takes time, right? And you don't have to be the best out of the back, because a lot of these books are just cookie cutter. You can just buy them and make money, but we really help you to be able to learn Keepa. So you get that as well. And then 30 profitable high school books. Shout out to Victor. He gave me 30 of his really good replenishable high school books that you could be on the lookout for, again, not only on Amazon and Bookmine, but also on eBay, Facebook Marketplace. So try it out. 10-day free trial, $15 off, all the bonuses. Just email me at support@rakeandprofit.com. Share your email and name associated with the free trial, and we'll hook you up with that. So hopefully, that's an irresistible offer, and you guys start going out there, and sourcing these books. You can do this if you're a thrifter. You can do this if you're doing eBay to Amazon, right? If you're doing eBay to Amazon, you should 100% be, using Bookmine as well to find a ton of books. And it's a great business model. Start slow, put 5%
Yeah,
of your capital into it, and then 10, and then 15 and 20. And then eventually you don't have to go fight with everybody at the thrift stores.
I know.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
The days of driving, the days of sitting in traffic, people cutting you off, getting in line and there's somebody next to you pushing you because they're scanning, like those days are over. Like my life is so
Dude,
much stress-free now, or it's so stress-free now because I don't have to worry about any of that stuff, which is really cool. And going back to what Steve mentioned is it's not like you have to go all in on this. Like you can literally dip your toes in the water and go, is this Joji guy and Steve, like, are they actually, like, is this actually real or are they like trying to scam me right now? And all you do is sign up for Bookmine, cancel before the 10 days is over, buy some books, send them to Amazon warehouse, and you go, wow, wait, what? So I bought that
yeah.
book for $28 in November 28th, and I sold it for $65 and I made a $15 profit. And I did that. Wow, okay. And so, trust is built through the actual results. So all I'm saying is if you are skeptical, then you can still sign up, cancel before the 10 days is over, but buy some books. And then when you see that they actually do sell in January and you actually do make money, then you come back and go, okay, I'm ready to actually hit this nail on the head.
Yeah, and exactly. Like you said, don't listen to us. Like once you join Bookmine, does even if they're going through the free trial, do they get into the
Yeah.
I know you guys have a private Facebook group.
Yeah,
So
we do have a private Facebook group for every current member that's active. So anyone that is an active member, meaning you would be if you're on a free trial, then you would have access to the Facebook community. And guess what? People in the Facebook community are always posting deals. Like my good friend Garrett, he also has a YouTube channel, and he actually just flipped a book from Bookmine Explorer, which is a video that you also see on this channel, how to use Bookmine Explorer. And I think he bought it for 7, and he flipped it for like 80 or something crazy that he bought on Amazon. I'm just like, yep. I mean, so you'll see a lot of people also posting proof that, hey, I bought the book for this, I sold it for this, this is how much money I made. And again, it's not like there's only one January textbook season. It's not like this is the last January textbook season there'll ever be. It's not like there's not going to be an August textbook season or, a high school textbook season next year. Like it's going to happen 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. And it's like, Christmas as well. Like we do a lot of seasonal Christmas books as well. And Steve, literally people are like, okay, yeah, but how do you know this Christmas book is going to sell this year? I'm like, well, Christmas isn't, I mean, it's not canceled. Last time I'm still seeing Black Friday deals. And
look at the data on Keepa. It will
yeah,
tell you a story, a
yeah,
clear-cut story, not from just last December, but the
yeah,
December. How many other Christmases were there before this Christmas? A
yeah.
million. I mean, Keepa's probably
There's a
tracked.
lot. Yeah. I mean, a book that came out in 1978, a Christmas book that is still doing well up until last year. You don't really think that it's not going to continue to do well again and again and again when it's done so for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're kind of going off on a little rant. All we are trying to say is we just want you all to be successful, but you can only be successful if you take action. So even if you just sign up for a free trial to later on cancel it before you get charged, that's fine. We just want to help you. We want to show you a different way. Thrifting, going to garage sales, like I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that if you're in the grind and you're not liking it and you feel burnt out, there's another option. That's all I want to offer. So with that said, I think we should end the video.
Yeah, that's it. We're just here to help you guys and we're sharing what we're doing. So yeah, definitely check it out or keep doing what you're doing. But hopefully you found value. If you did, smash that like button.
Yes,
Show us
sir.
some love. Also, check out Joji's YouTube channel, Joji Davenport. Check out the Bookmine YouTube channel as well. If you're going to give this a shot, you might as well save 15 bucks per month and get all the bonuses down below. So, yeah, thanks, Joji, for coming on. Big shout out to Victor Galejos as well for helping to create this. And let's make a bunch of money this January. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So excited
right,
for you all, and we'll see you guys. Peace.
Much love. Bye.